Today's symposium seeks to start an awakening, to stir a realization of how much more intentional Ghana's startup ecosystem needs to be. Today's startups and SMEs that we are incubating across Ghana are the very startups that have the potential to disrupt for good tomorrow's business sector and ultimately Ghana's economy.
Entrepreneurship is education. You grow by sharing, and that's the minimum I can give you. Encourage competition. Take the best talent around you and tell him how to make a better entrepreneurship center than you have, a better ecosystem than you have. Encourage people to become your ambassadors. Send them to the diaspora. They will bring you connections.
A question I was asked is, what is the difference between a small white business in South Africa and a small black business? And why is it that so few black businesses are showing the growth trajectory that their counterparts who are white businesses show? And for me, it's the absence of opportunity. And that is why incubators continue to be the driving force and the life force for those small and medium enterprises to be able to show their ways competitively and to take our country's economies forward.
We see that incubators play a critical role, together with businesses, accelerators, tech hubs, and so on, to support small and growing businesses. Now, of course, everybody has to start somewhere. And I know that this particular audience is comprised of startups, new businesses, and also those that are looking to grow. Now, in Ghana, what we see is that there are still very few and nascent entrepreneurship hubs. Now, a hub is really a facility that helps any kind of businesses, groups of businesses, to come together, share ideas, and also access support.
You can't do it all yourself. You need to build a network. You need to know people who know people. That is how you can survive as an entrepreneur. What governance structures do we have in place? We always suggest to entrepreneurs that have your own personal board of directors. Clearly, you need to have a board of directors for your firm, but have your own personal board of directors. How do you manage your risk? How do you deal with all the compliance issues around running a business?
In the SME sector, unfortunately, a lot of entrepreneurs feel that the world owes them a favor, but the world doesn't. And it's really about the mindset change, that we have to move from dependency to responsibility. We are facilitators, in the ecosystem to help you to get to where you need to get to. But, there needs to be that willingness to go the long haul.
Educating young people and giving them an entrepreneurial mindset so that when they enter the workforce, we have a set of entrepreneurs that are acting in the economy. They may be behaving in entrepreneurial ways within a corporate structure, or they may be starting their own business, or they may be in public service. But the idea is to give them this entrepreneurial mindset.
Every incubator takes you through a series of preparations, like the business Believe, Begin, Become. We went through financial training, marketing training, and all these things. They prepare you for a time when you'll be on your own. These programs, to me, it was very helpful to position me better to lead the company.
I think one of the staying strength that came across for us was the fact that very early on we showed both to ourselves and to our customers and also to the industry that we were capable of delivering something great, right? And so that was one of our biggest encouragements.
It's not this, but people didn't trust us, for an e-commerce company that exists on a university campus, not even in Accra. It's hard to believe. And so some people even had to send their friends who were on campus to come and check us out. Is it real or is it a scam or something? So when we saw Savannah Fund, we were just it seemed like something that would work for us. Because I was thinking, if I go to Nairobi for 4 months and get $25,000, when I return, I can get an office in Accra. And that's exactly what we did. So it was to get money to validate the business. We had orders, people wanted to do business with us, but they didn't trust us that much. And so we thought if we went to Nairobi, got that money, we'll be able to set things up properly and then grow from there.
We've learned a lot on the journey. We've learned about the business cycle, putting in all the necessary structures in terms of monthly financial reporting, our yearly financial reporting, and all those structures we've learned, about our monthly budgeting and all those things that we're supposed to be, those packages, those things that we're supposed to be able to do in order to manage a business that is investment ready.
I think when it comes to funding, there are two aspects to look at it, right? Like one is why are non-Africans getting funded in Africa? And the second thing is why are non-Africans funding Africa also, right? So I think there's like two major questions. I think for the first question, I think it doesn't really matter whether you're a non-African or African. If you're choosing to commit to enriching Africa, you're African by nature. Whoever has money and whoever is willing to commit to giving that money to Africa, or even to Ghana for that matter, I think that's good enough.
I think it comes down to really developing local solutions and then making sure that everybody buys into it. Okay, and if we can do that, then we will be able to justify some of the funding coming directly into even the local funds themselves. And as he said, whether we like it or not, if you go to a fund manager, they are not going to relax the requirements because this is a local-led startup or this is a foreign-led startup. If they want to see financial management being good, they want to see that financial management is good. And that is where we need to get to. We need to be more accountable.
So first, you don't see a lot of African venture angel investors. So the angel investing community in Africa is not necessarily that well developed. So you have very few people like him who would actually go do angel investing. And I would say for a lot of the most very successful African businessmen, there seems to be areas where they could get faster returns than putting the business in an entrepreneur, right? And so when I think of it that way, what I believe could be a solution would be governments taking the lead to actually create that attitude and create the system that allows us to be, or that allows people to see the value in investing in businesses and also contributing there. Unfortunately, the government programs that I've seen run mostly are run large scale, not very well targeted, and end up eventually failing, not being able to be the examples that we can learn from. So we need more Africans also funding African businesses.
Because access to market is a challenge for most of these companies. I understand funding is an issue, but sometimes they have the capital, they have the product, it's proven, but the big corporate or whoever the customer or the client is not taking up the product, right? And it could be because there are lots of standards that they need to comply with that are costly. But it's those impediments that can be resolved by policies that we are able to then plug into. But we need to also be mindful and realistic around the timeframes and the timeline. We sometimes need years of lobbying before doors can open. But at least there is that voice that is able to articulate problems that entrepreneurs have to another fellow institution. I think it might be slightly challenging for an incubator that sits outside government to convince government to change certain things.